My hair. Hey, I'm Suzanne Titkemeyer, formerly of No Longer Quivering, now just me. I was originally going to talk about the whole LilRed y'all and Katie Joy reveal of Katie's sexual assault, but some information has come into my hands. I have to think more on that. I think what I'm going to talk about instead is how we should act about sexual assault, sexual abuse allegations, all of that. Because I had done a video on it before and I had to take it down due to things I can't really talk about, unfortunately. Anyway, long story short, Katie Joy has been dragging sexual assault victims for a long time, from 9-year-old Sophie Long on to the Duggars the other day. We really do not want to be doing that. We don't want to be doing any of that, because all it does when you drag these people or you expose their sexual assault, what's happened to them, is you just make it a whole lot worse, a whole lot harder for people to recover. If your assault, what happened to you, turns into gossip fodder for everybody else, how on the earth are you ever going to recover if everybody around you is continually talking about it? It just brings it up again and again. You re-victimize the victims, you trivialize what's going on, and you make it all the harder for prosecution to happen. So here's what I'm suggesting. We need to be very careful how we talk about that. We need to shame those that treat it lightly or treat it as gossip fodder. I'm not upset that LilRed exposed it to Katie, because there's an old saying that I believe pretty strongly. It's live by the sword, die by the sword. So for me, what that means is, if you are talking about things like that and then somebody talks about it with you, it's not surprising. It's almost a kind of a karmic realignment. Does that mean I would do it? No, I don't believe in doing that. But I think it's kind of curious, especially with like the Duggars and theirs. I'm sorry, my nose is running today for some crazy reason. Anyway, back to the Duggars. Michelle and Jim Bob and everybody else has claimed that people exposed them. What Josh did, revealed the names of the victims. The only one that revealed the names of the victims were Jim Bob and Michelle when they said the names on Megyn Kelly's interview with them back so many years ago. And that's really not cool either. The sad truth is, right now, there's so many women that have come forward for so many different men, and I believe all of them. My philosophy is we need to believe these people unless something happens to show that they've not been sexually abused. What do I mean by something comes up that shows? Say a police report comes up and someone says, well, I don't know. I was just disappointed he didn't get my phone number to give me a call, or that. Then I have to question, was that person actually assaulted? But it doesn't mean that I'm going to come out and say, hey, they weren't assaulted, because clearly something did happen to them, something super traumatic that is bothering them, that's giving them a hard time. But it does still none of that makes it gossip fodder for anybody else. It's hard enough to recover from that. And I know, because I was sexually assaulted between 7 and 9 by our family dentist. And later, as a teenager, I was raped and left in a ditch for dead by an acquaintance. So, and I've recovered from those things. Those are horrible things to have happen to anyone. But all I can say is none of this should be gossip fodder. What we need to do is, when somebody decides to make money off of the suffering of other people, we need to let them know that is unacceptable. And we need to, especially on YouTube, unsubscribe. Hit that unsubscribe button. Hit dislike. Unsubscribe and dislike will push it down even farther, and eventually that person will get the message and go away. So anyway, that's all I have to say today, except that I'm going to show you guys this. I just bought the cutest clothespins of all time in Costa Rica. They look like owls. I'm so excited. I want to go use them. So there will be a second part to this here eventually, because I do want to talk about LilRed and Katie Joy. It's not an easy question. It's not an easy thing to cover. It just is not. Sexual assault. And a lot of people will not cover it in such a way that respects the victims. I'm not sure it ever belongs on YouTube. I'm not sure that we need to be making that into something that we're talking about, even though I do support LilRed's release, because, like I said, live by the sword and die by the sword. There's an old blues song I love called Talkin' Don't Make It So by Brownie McGee, and it seems to fit the whole shifting sexual assault story. I've known very few victims that changed their story. Now, I do know people that have gone into some sort of dissociative state and don't remember. There's no right or wrong about how you remember and whether you're a victim or not. But there is a lot wrong with making money off the enforced suffering of others. Anyway, I'm going to go get in the pool before it starts raining. Have a wonderful day, you guys.